This is the Group Chat. In a world that focuses on the individual, we live life in groups. The Group Chat is meant to spark meaningful conversations about meaningful topics. We think in community, talk in community, and thrive in community. Welcome to the Group Chat. Yo, what's up, Anthropods? It's your boy Telos
and HB.
And this is the Group Chat, where we have meaningful conversations about meaningful topics.
An anthropod?
An anthropod.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
I think of anthropology.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
So,
that's a store that I shop at.
oh, well, I mean, the study. Like, isn't anthropology like the study of like the human species or something like that?
I think that actually is correct.
Right? I think
That sounds right.
Because I thought an anthropod is
I
like...
actually don't shop there a whole lot. It's very expensive. It's one of those stores that I go straight to the sale rack.
Oh, is it? It's really expensive?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
Like, shirts are like $128. Excuse me. That scared me.
I could tell you jumped as you did it, and you're the one who burped. And God bless you. $128 for a shirt?
Yeah. Like bought is not a word.
You're on fire. You're on fire today.
If I've bought things from there, it's been on the sale rack, or it's like pieces of clothing that I'm like investing in. Like,
wow.
Like very classic pieces. Like if it's a pair, I don't actually have jeans from there. I have a dress from there.
Wow. I thought it was like in my mind, like an altered state H&M Forever 21 type thing.
No, but they do also have like houseware. So they have like plates, like really pretty like plates and
like dishes?
dinnerware. Yeah.
At the same place you buy a dress.
Yeah, it's a really cool
It's
space.
like Target.
No, but it's a really cool space.
By the way, an
Space and
anthropod
place.
are invertebrate animals having an exoskeleton. Segmented body with joint appendage. Oh, wait, no. So we're not anthropods. Oh.
Yeah, like these dresses are like over 200.
Yeah, we're talking about very different things right now. I'm talking about exoskeletons and you're talking about dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not anthropods. Sorry about that, everybody. But $200 for a dress.
I mean, I didn't pay for it.
But that's like what's on the website.
I bought the dress, but the dress was on sale. But it was still like an expensive dress. But I knew like it's a dress like I'm going to wear often. Or maybe not often, but like it's a
Help us,
staple.
Hannah Beth. What characteristics go into a staple dress?
It's classic.
Yeah, what's a classic like?
So like it's a black dress, so I can wear it in all seasons.
Great. So color matters.
Yes.
No. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It also has a little bit of like texture
there for funerals
to it.
and for weddings.
Yes. Actually worn it at both of those.
There you go.
I wore it at like a dinner party one time.
Yeah. So texture, you said?
Yes, it's not like flat. It's also like it's not okay. So like your sweatshirt's like a flat material. It's not got texture to it.
Oh, okay.
It's a classic cut. It's a baby doll cut, and so you don't know what that means.
I've never heard that phrase in my life.
Okay. It's like flowy.
Okay.
So
think homecoming dress, not prom dress.
My homecoming dress was tight, but
oh,
sure, yeah. But a prom dress could be flowy too. So that was a poor example.
I had one homecoming date and one prom date, and they fit into the categories of what I think in my mind. One was flowy and one was
baby
long.
doll dress. But it's also like, it's not like a super short dress or a super long dress. And so it's like, it's appropriate for lots of occasions. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like
this, except it's black. Oh, I need the full size.
Baby doll dress.
What do you think when I'm about to show you this?
I'm thinking spaghetti strap on the shoulders. I'm thinking black, and it's probably a little lower for cleavage, but it's like straight across your chest. It's not like down. It's like, and there's not like a cut. It goes like straight across. I'm thinking it's probably higher in the armpits, not lower. and I'm thinking it goes
I have
down.
no idea what you're explaining. It's like when you put makeup on my face that one time, and everything
This makes
you
sense
said
in my mind.
made no sense.
This
I wish
makes
you
sense in
were
my
like
mind.
coloring it or drawing
And
it right now.
it goes straight down, and it kind of fits your body, but as soon as it gets to like your hips, that's
I
when
just said it was flowy.
Yeah, but like I wasn't done. As soon as
Okay.
it gets to your hips, then it goes and it
Just
like it's like
like
waves.
that.
It's like waves in the water.
I was trying to find
That's
a
what I
picture of me
imagined.
wearing it.
It's like American Dolls. I imagine like that's kind of how the dress is. At the
American
bottom.
Dolls.
American Girl dolls. That's the thing, right?
Yes,
An American
but
Girl doll.
what? Like their dresses?
I can see it on my head. Just show me the picture. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What year did we have our staff Christmas party last?
2009. 19. Yep.
Whoa.
Because COVID.
It's going to take a minute. Anyway.
I thought you had the picture.
Well, I had a picture
What
of...
have you been doing this whole time? What have you been doing?
I was looking, I had looked, just like I Googled baby doll dress, and so
Mhm.
like a bunch came up, and so I was going to show you that. But then I was like, I have this dress. I might as well just show it
Yeah,
to
you keep stalling. I'm going to tell you
I'm
that
almost there, bro.
Okay, bro. All right, dude. All right.
Dude,
All right, homie.
Anthropod.
All right, pal. All right, dude. All right, bro. All right, homie. All right. Gang. All right,
Pew,
dog.
pew.
While you do that, because this is great podcast content.
I know it is.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask us our legit question, and then you can passively think about that. The legit question is, if you had to retire right now at your age, but like you have the money, you're just going to be fine for the rest of your life, but you can't work, where would you move? Where would you want to retire in at your age for the rest of your life, but you can't work? So like if retirement was now.
I'm not going to find this picture if I'm thinking about that question.
Okay. I tried to buy you time, but I cannot believe that you still haven't found this picture. You've had your phone in your hand.
18,000 pictures on my phone.
You just ratted yourself out in front of millions of people.
That's, to me, that means that I have memories on my phone. I do stuff.
You're a hoarder.
No, that's not what that is.
You've had your phone in your hand for like 6 minutes.
Okay, in 2019, I don't have any.
It's December of 2019, baby girl. Come on, where are we at?
Oh, I was in 2018.
Oh my gosh, I'm about to start this podcast. You know what? I almost don't care.
Hold on. I'm in August.
I was
Hold on.
very close to not caring at the beginning of this conversation of
I'm in
baby doll
November.
dress.
Hold on.
And now we're at this point where we've invested so much time. It's a swink or
I got
swim.
it. I got it.
And I can't, but we should have a timestamp. How long did that take you? I'm going to say like 6 minutes.
This isn't a great picture, but we'll go with it nonetheless.
We waited this long for an average picture.
You ready?
Yes, I've been ready.
It's that
for the
dress.
past 5. That's like exactly what I said. That's like exactly what I said. Look.
They can see it so well. Ding. Anthropology. Got it on sale.
It's exactly what I said. Actually, no, it's not what I said. I said spaghetti strap, and it was straight across. This isn't what I said.
And then you said it was tight, and then it flares out. That thing's just flowy.
Yeah. This isn't what I thought at all.
It's a staple dress.
That's so. You know what? We'll have that question for next time if you could retire anywhere, because we have used so much. Wow. For a second, I was like, "Why are you showing me a random?" Oh.
Yeah.
Great. I am so
10
much.
minutes into this podcast, we're doing great.
I am
Telos.
so much better for having that conversation.
Anthropod, you brought it up.
I
It's
feel
your fault.
No, you brought up anthropology.
I wouldn't have thought of anthropology if you had not said anthropod.
I wouldn't have asked you to explain a staple dress if you hadn't started talking about anthropology.
Do you know why I started talking about anthropology?
Because I said anthropod.
So it's your fault.
It's a different thing. Can I get a good old HB drum roll real quick? Thank you.
We did not answer your other question.
I know. You're not listening to me. I said we're
I
going to save
did.
it for next week.
Oh.
See, you're not listening. What we're talking about today is role models. Talking about role models, everybody. We shouldn't be your role models. We can't even have a normal conversation.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
Role
Reset.
models.
Did you ever have a role model growing up, like as a kid? Was there any like person where you were like, I want to be just like them, Mom? Or was there like a profession where you're like, those people are the coolest. I want to be a
I loved Hillary Duff growing
chef.
up.
Hillary Duff.
Yes.
Why'd you like Hillary Duff?
I just thought she was cool. And then I saw, what was that? The Lizzie McGuire movie?
Absolutely.
I was like, yes.
Barcelona.
Do your thing, sis. No,
they're in
Rome.
Italy. Yeah.
It's like, do your thing.
I was thinking Cheetah Girls. Cheetah Girls went to Barcelona.
Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sister. That was a great movie too. Yeah, I loved Hillary Duff, but I don't think it was like I was not obsessed with her. Like I just loved her. Like I enjoyed the show, the movie. Also, there's a good movie of hers called Raise Your Voice. Wasn't super popular, but it was really good.
Disney?
I don't think it was Disney actually.
I don't know.
But anyways, as far as like a celebrity type thing, probably her.
What'd you want to be when you were like 10?
I wanted to be a doctor or a nurse.
Did you know anybody that was like a nurse that like inspired you to be a nurse?
No.
Oh. Just came up in your little 10-year-old baby brain.
Well, I knew I loved like helping people, and at the time I thought I enjoyed helping sick people. And then when in high school, I took AP biology because I was like, I want to be a nurse practitioner. And I was like, let me go ahead and get AP biology out of the way. And then halfway through that, I said, you know what? This is not it. I want to be a teacher. And I wanted to be a teacher because I saw the movie Freedom Riders.
Yes.
Have you seen that movie?
Absolutely.
So I watched it the other night. It's a great
Classic.
movie. Great movie.
Great
Hilary
movie.
Swank. And
where's she been?
Yeah.
No idea.
I don't know. But so then I wanted to be a teacher.
Wow.
So no, I didn't have a nurse practitioner or anything that was like in my life that made me want to be that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I had a role model growing up.
Will Smith.
No. Like he was cool. I'm trying to think of somebody who
Michael
I was
B. Jordan.
when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Dude was a kid. He's like 5 years older than me. Who was a role model of my it was probably some kind of athlete, to be honest. It was probably like Sean Taylor or like Randy Moss or
Kobe
or like Tracy McGrady or something like that.
T-Mac.
It was or like Allen Iverson. Those were like probably the closest people who I was like, oh, I want to be like them. Because when you saw Randy Moss, like that was the coolest thing ever. And when you saw Kobe and you saw Allen Iverson, and I played sports growing up, and that's what I thought I was going to do for a while. And then I was like 15, and I was like, I don't want to play sports. And then I wanted to act, and then my role model probably switched to like not like a Leo. Denzel was obviously
great.
Nuts and great. Heath Ledger, and I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And like then it kind of switched to that and those types of role models. But I don't think I ever was like, I need to be one of them.
No. And like I don't even think with like, I mean, that's dumb, Hillary Duff, but like I wasn't like I want to meet her. You know?
Were you ever into like autographs?
Not really.
I wasn't either.
Like I don't know anything autographed that I have. I'm sure I have something. Actually, you know what's hilarious? When I was in high school, there was a girl, I think she was a year younger than me. But so like my sophomore year, she was on varsity with us. And for everyone's birthday, like during the school year, she would print out a framed picture of her playing basketball and autograph it and give it to the person.
Because she thought she was going to make it. This is my present to y'all.
That joy is hilarious to me.
That's really funny.
And so she would.
That's really
like,
good.
you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a picture of me playing basketball. And you're like,
no, that's
Muriel.
This is Stacy. Yo, and she was a freshman?
Yes.
That's so fun. That's humor beyond her years.
It really is.
That's really
She plays
good.
pro soccer. Like, she was great at soccer. That was really her sport. And so she's playing pro soccer now.
Oh, I
But-
wish I would have done that.
So I do have her autograph.
That junk is so good. That's a really, really good, funny gift. Print out just like on an 8x11 piece of like stationery
like to be
paper.
14, 15 years old doing that.
Oh, yeah. No, that junk is, I wish I would have done that. That's a great joke. I was looking up something and it says that like 74% of like Americans have a role model to some extent. And I thought it was going to be like people, like individuals, but it's like it's like a type of person, not an individual person, which is interesting. And 1 through 10 is this. 1 and 2 makes sense, mom and dad.
Yeah, I was
I
going
think
to say
it's like
my mom.
yeah,
Definitely.
like I think those are I would hope that that's a lot of us. I know that's not the reality for a lot of us,
Sure.
but I can see that still being like, oh yeah, I want to be like my mom or my dad. Number 3 is a teacher or professor, which I was like, I'm glad.
Okay, so that could be an individual person, though.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess like these are still, yes, I'm sure that everybody in this list had an individual in mind.
Yeah.
But these are the top 10 types of people. A teacher, professor. Then number 4 is a celebrity, so an actor or an athlete. I was like,
yeah,
makes sense. Get it? Number 5 is a coach. Number 6 is a historical figure. And I was like,
I can't say that
a
I've
role
ever
model
had
as a historical figure. Like I could see like a Martin Luther King Jr. Like I could see that, or a president or something like that. But it's really interesting. Well, I guess my role model is Jesus. But yeah, anyway. Number 7 is a manager or a boss. That was surprising to me, that people want to be like their managers or bosses. Number 8 is a pastor or a youth leader, which I thought was super interesting.
That's you.
I was like,
that's you.
Oh my gosh. Number 9 is a family friend. I was like, great. That's cool. And number 10 is a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that list makes sense to me. But when I think about it, I'm thinking like, what would you define as a role model, and should we have them? Like, is it good? Like, what's a role model to you?
Yeah. To me, it's someone who you look up to. And for me, more than one area of their life. I mean, I think that's just in my, what I could speak on is like role models that I have had outside of Hillary Duff.
Of course.
I look up to them in more than one area of their life. So whether that's like, okay, how they raise a family, how they are like their spiritual life, whatever it is. And so I look up to them in that area. I think a role model can be very influential in your life. I think it should be, if they're modeling roles in your life. Like that's what that is, right? And so it should be someone who maybe not you aspire to be like, just like, oh, I have to, because they do this way, I have to do it that way. But like the principle of what they're doing or whatever is that you look up to. And so having that, I think it is important to have that in your life, to have someone you're whatever, something or someone like you're striving to be like, whether that is Jesus or Pastor Telos
or Hillary Duff. Yeah, I think aspire to be like, and then also I'd probably add inspired by. You have somebody who you think about their life, and it pushes, it gives you momentum to be somebody that maybe you would not have been if not for their inspiration of the way that they live their life. And having a role model, I think, is important. It's something I think that adds some extra like gas to the car that you're driving. That's called your life. You have something else that's pushing you. And I mean, going through that list, whether it's a coach, a parent, a teacher, a celebrity or whatever, we see all these people and there's something inspiring about them, that they not just did something for themselves, but I think directly or indirectly did something to me. So a teacher has inspired me by being involved in my life and helping me through stuff. I think a coach can do the same thing. A family member can for sure do the same thing. It's interesting to me when we get to people like celebrities who have not directly influenced our lives, but it's like they have.
Yes.
Because
they have no idea who you are.
idea who you are.
Yeah.
But you think you know who they are.
I feel like that's so. I would hope that if there comes a day where I meet a celebrity that I'm not like starstruck and like, because I think it would be weird. It was weird for me. So I did this mission trip, 11-month mission trip, right? And people would come up to me afterwards and like talk to me about like, oh my gosh, when you posted like this, and talk to me about a specific thing, and I'm like, I never told you about that. How did you know?
Feel like a celebrity?
Kind
Starstruck.
of, but I say
Signing
that
autographs.
Didn't sign autographs.
No.
But I say that I was like, oh well, I posted about it. I didn't interact with you about it or actually tell you about it, but you could have seen it. You had access to that information.
Sure.
And so same with a celebrity, that whether they are posting about it or somebody else is, the world, whoever, has access to that information. And so though they directly didn't share that information with you, I think it's just interesting. And I feel like it would be weird because it was so weird for me. And I knew the person, but I was just like, I didn't tell you that. Like, how did you know? But like for a complete stranger to come up to you and be like, tell you about something that happened in your life. And you're like,
oh yeah.
What?
Or like, those people who like break down in front of celebrities and they start crying and they're like,
you're like, it's not that deep, man.
and some people like really have those seemingly like life-changing, genuine experiences with people they've never met. And so that always interests me when somebody's role model is a celebrity, because I think it's important that we don't just aspire to somebody's capability, but also their character, because we can easily aspire to somebody who's very talented, like a celebrity in maybe one area, but is that worth your admiration of the person in general? Or can we separate their talent or their capability from the person? And I think it's important that maybe our role model is somewhat close, because not only can you see their character, but you know more about their life and if it's worth admiring.
Yeah, for sure. I think about people who, who cry when they meet celebrities, like you were saying. And like, why are you crying? Start there. But even so, I'm thinking of, like some people are like, oh, like when you said this, like it really impacted my life and it put me on a different path towards success or something, And in the same sense, like you could preach a sermon that Holy Spirit convicts someone. Obviously it's not your doing, but Holy Spirit convicts someone and then puts them on the path towards Jesus, or whatever.
Sure.
And they come up to you, Pastor Telos, oh my gosh, da, 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 da. And like, you changed my life. Okay, you didn't. But in the sense of like having our world, we'll say that that's a much more like spiritual and churchy example. But like in our world, when people come up to a celebrity and like, yo, you've changed my life.
It's very interesting, and I don't want to discount that might have happened.
Exactly.
Like they could have written a book or done a documentary, or if they're a politician, they could have passed a law or visited your town or whatever. If they're and this is speaking with, I think, people that we don't know directly,
sure,
which is interesting. And there's just this separation between who they are to you and who you are to them that is very interesting, that you find them to be one of the most important people to you and they don't know you exist. And I think that sets people up for a disappointment. I can only imagine, because, and no offense, Alan, I do not matter to Allen Iverson.
He doesn't know that
Telos Fuller
exists.
Because he doesn't know I exist. And so I can have him as a role model or aspire to be him or whatever, and that's fine. And I don't even think that we shouldn't have those types of role models. And maybe here's the next question. If not celebrities, like what kind of role model should we have? Like what characteristics should we look for in a role model? If they're good, because I think they for sure can be good, I think humans are designed to be inspired by things and people. We follow politicians and athletes and celebrities and authors and coaches and teachers and governors. Like we follow all these people for a reason. If you look at anybody, like our whole culture is like involved in following people.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that's a bad thing, but concerning how we are obsessed with following people and aspiring to people and looking up to people and admiring people, what type of people should we admire? And I wonder if it's more healthy to admire people who are closer to us relationally, maybe even physically, than it is to admire somebody further away, because I don't know you, just very practically, and I can admire your capability, but I don't know your character.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're, then this gets into murky water. I don't know if you're worth admiring as an individual. Your talent absolutely is. I remember when Billie Eilish started making some music and everyone's like, man, she made this contract with the devil and she did all this stuff. And whether or not that's true or whether she like sang about this or made a song about that or said this or whatever, that might be true. It might not. I don't know. And I haven't looked it up. And to be honest, I don't care to. I can admire her music without admiring the person.
Sure.
I can admire the talent, saying, oh, she's dumb talented. Absolutely. Yeah. That does not mean that Billie Eilish is worth admiring. Now, she could be. I have no idea who she is. She might be worth admiring for sure, 100%. But that gets into murky water of when you're admiring somebody, when you're not sure if they are worth your admiration.
Yeah, I agree. I think role models that I have in my life are people who know me and are close to me. Yeah. Whether that's a friend or someone older than me or whatever, or young or whatever. And that's so that like I see their life, you know, it isn't just like you're saying, it's not just the talent. We talked about it, I think, in one episode of like mentors and just like, are they someone who is like in your life, you know, and the difference in having like, like a mentor who's coaching you in your career or whatever. And then like a mentor who's like more of, I think we use like life coach, you know, that term or whatever.
Sure.
And so I kind of think about it in the same of just like a role model of having that person. I think it's more beneficial to you and probably to them if they're being looked at as a role model, maybe, for them to be like close to you so they know that they're impacting your life and then vice versa, I guess. I don't know.
I would assume. I think it's healthier.
It makes sense that it's healthier.
To me, it makes sense because not even like bringing it because I know them. And I think, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have role models who we don't know. I'm still going to admire how good LeBron James is at basketball.
100%.
Or how good Warren Buffett is at making money. Cool. That's fine. And I want my role model to be somebody that I can admire as much of them as I can. And I just don't know if I can do that from a distance so far.
Yeah, I agree. Have you ever cried?
Never cried.
Meeting?
Go ahead.
Shut up. Do you think you would ever cry if you met a celebrity role model of yours?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
No. They're cool. Not that cool.
Not worth your tears.
Well, everybody, this is the group chat where we have meaningful conversations about meaningful topics. I'm Telos.
HB.
And remember, you anthropods, to have conversations because this is the group chat where we think in community, we talk in community, and we thrive in community. Y'all are the best. You're my role model. Peace.